What's going on, gang? And we're back with another video today. Today we're going to learn how to make a graduation yard sign from scratch. Before we get started, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It's free and literally takes 5 seconds. Greatly appreciate you. Let's get started. Now, I highly recommend for beginners to use a reference image. This way you can go back and forth and see what you need to add or subtract from your graphic. Throughout this video, you'll see me glance back and forth at the reference image. This is strictly to show you how your Photoshop flow should go, how your design process should be. Now we're going to hide our reference image by pushing the little eye icon. Then we want to use the rectangle tool to create our first part of the graduation yard sign. Click fill, and we're going to make it a purple color. It might take a while to get the exact color purple you want, as you see me here, but I finally got it. Now I'm going to duplicate this rectangle, push it right next to the first one. I'm going to hold shift and drag it to the left as to make it smaller and thinner so it can serve as the trim. After this, I want to go to the properties panel, click fill. I want to change the color to like a yellowish gold color. Next, we want to select the ellipse tool and make a big circle like this. I just kept the color purple, but it doesn't matter because we're going to clip a background to it anyway. But I actually duplicated the circle, and now I'm changing its color to gold because it's going to serve as the trim. So now that I've duplicated the circle, I'm going to drag it underneath the first one and then shift it maybe 20 points to the right so you can see the trim point out. There we go. Now we're just going to make our background right here purple. We're going to look at our reference image. That's how I knew to make it purple, because on our reference image, it's the original blue, but our school colors are purple. So just right click, click color overlay, click the box, and we're going to use the color picker to pick purple. Now we just want to place our image into the Photoshop document. So we're going to go to Finder, click and hold our image and drag it to our Photoshop document, and that's how you place it. After we place our image, we're going to select Remove Background because we're going to place another background behind her instead. Now, we're going to make her a little bit larger so she takes up more space. We want a kind of a 3D effect with the trim, so that's just about right. Next, we're going to make sure the purple circle layer is selected. We're going to go to Finder and get our background. Click, hold, and drag till you place it into the document. We're going to make it larger, and we're going to put what's called a clipping mask on it so it just goes on top of the circle and nothing else. To do a clipping mask, all you have to do is hold Command Option G. Now we're going to adjust it and make sure it's the right size, and that's good. Whoa, let's scroll back up here. Let's stay on task. Now we only want her hand sticking out of the circle. So what we're going to do is duplicate her layer. So hit Command J while her layer is selected. And we're going to click on the layer mask portion of the bottom layer, which is that black and white kind of mask right there. Then we're going to get our eraser tool, and we're going to kind of erase her skirt right here, so only that hand is sticking out. It gives it kind of a 3D effect. That's good. Now we have two more trim lines to add right here and right here. We also have to add a rectangle for a name and add a message and the graduate up top, as well as the class year. And that's pretty much going to wrap up this video. So let's add that real quick. Let's select the rectangle tool and make those trim lines. If you already made one rectangle, you can just click the Photoshop document again and it'll duplicate it for you. And all I'm going to do is just make it a little bit longer to come to the trim to the circle. Now we're going to our type tool to type out the word graduate. We're going to have it listed in gold. And you want to use some kind of girly script font. I think the name of the one I have is Antlers. I think I also tried out Sparkling Christmas, but Antlers just looked the best. So that's the one I went with. You can make it smaller or larger how you see fit right here at the top bar. Just make it however many points you want. Here you see me trying out different fonts ultimately just to go back to what I liked in the first place. Next, I'm adding the text for class of 2025. I'm making sure to actually do it in all caps The size is 33 points, I believe, and the font name is Bozilla, but I'm actually going to increase it to about maybe 55 points if possible. I tried out some different fonts. I didn't like it. Ultimately went back to something a little cleaner. Like I said, I did around 55 points. Next, I'm adding her name in the name box like so. I'm doing a script font for her last name and a regular font for her first name. Next, we're going to change the color of her first name to purple because we're going to change the background of the name box to white. Now we're going to select our bottommost layer. We're going to grab the rectangle tool and then make a rectangle right above it. And now go to fill and change it to white in color. Now looking at the reference image, all we have to add is the school name, a message, and a small picture in the bottom right corner. And let's type up our message real quick. Make the text a little more bold, and that should do it. Let's add our image. Place it in the right corner. Perfect. Now all we got to do is replace the grad cap that AI had removed. So we're going to make sure our eraser tool is selected. We're going to click our brush to be blocked since the cap is kind of square. And we're going to make sure the box is black instead of white. And we're just going to replace. When the box is black instead of white right here, all that means is you're going to replace and heal instead of erase. It doesn't have to be perfect. We just want all of it to come back because we're going to fine tune it. Click the zoom tool, which is that magnifying glass right there. We're going to turn our brush from block to brush and just do away with the parts we don't want. Since we're erasing, we want our box to be white instead of black. Erase, erase, erase. In the event you erase too much, you can always hit X to go back to black to heal what you erased by accident. As you can see, I just did it there. Now we just want to take one last look at our reference image. We pretty much have everything added. The only thing that we're missing is the school name right here on the left hand side. So let's add that real quick so it can be done. In all caps, get that regular font we use. In my case, I use Futura PT. I made sure the weight was book and made it 33 points and just typed out Alcorn State University. Then I highlighted it, went over to the properties panel and made sure the color was gold. Now you want to go over to your layers panel, click Command T, hold Shift, and rotate it 90 degrees to the right so it can be going vertically. We'll place it right here, and that's pretty much good enough. Yep. And that pretty much concludes this video. We now have a simple, sleek yard sign that we can put in the ground to celebrate our graduate. Like this video if you found it helpful. Subscribe. This is by far the best way to support me so you can see more tutorials like this. Until next time, peace.